Jill Valentine. She's
I
the
feel like
original
I've heard
character.
that name.
She's the original character in the first game.
Oh. So what was she doing in 2?
She wasn't in two.
Wow, what was she up to?
Three happens before two in the timeline.
Oh my god. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us on this steamy hot edition of Cup of Joe's, episode 51. My name is Joe Brown. I am joined by my best friend, Joe Perrion. Joe, it's been a while.
Yeah, I know.
Do you remember when we used to have a podcast together?
I do.
Well, now we can do it again.
No, Brad, I got more important things to do right now. I'm trying to pre-order this collector's edition, and it says the pre-order button is available, and then it keeps telling me it can't add it to the cart.
So, is this a me problem somehow? Is this something I have to deal with?
Yeah, you got to deal with me now.
It's a me problem because I have to deal with you. That's how it works. All right. So we have only a few topics here for us this episode, but one of them is going to be our big blowout topic of the day, which we're going to go through all the Game Award nominees and go back and forth and say which games we think should win each category. I remember, Joe, we did this last year, and that was a lot of fun, I think.
Mm-hmm. It was. It's always really fun when we do this.
Yeah, I feel like, I don't know. We'll get more into that discussion when we get there. We have some other things to address first, and that would be the announcement, or the video announcement, whatever you want to say, of the new Resident Evil 3 remake. So, I watched the video, you watched the video. I am not a big Resident Evil fan, obviously. Like, we've been over that, especially when you played through RE2. So I think it's more important for our listeners to hear your perspective, since you do enjoy these games. So what do you think of that trailer?
It looked amazing, and that's the thing I'm trying to pre-order.
You're trying to get the collector's edition because you're a slave to collector's editions?
I gotta get the matching Jill Valentine statue to go with my boy Leon.
Oh, that would make sense. That would make sense.
Even though they're never in the same game together.
Well, yeah, you were telling me, because I am completely novice to the series, so for anyone else who was not aware, who hasn't played the Resident Evil games, you were telling me that Resident Evil 3 is Jill Valentine's second game. She's from the original game, Resident Evil, and RE3 takes place before RE2, correct?
Yeah, so RE2 is essentially new set of characters. It's Leon Kennedy and Chris Redfield's little sister, Claire Redfield, coming into the city after it's been kind of hit with this huge zombie outbreak. So, like, pretty much when you enter the city, pretty much everybody's dead and everything is crumbled, and you're kind of seeing, like, the decay of Raccoon City. Resident Evil 3 takes place as the outbreak is occurring. So Jill is in the middle of Raccoon City because Jill Valentine is part of the STARS team that's part of the Raccoon City Police Department, and she's in the middle of everything happening. So essentially, they made Resident Evil 2 because they wanted to introduce new characters and a new storyline, but then they also made Resident Evil 3 to bring back the old characters and show you how the city kind of broke down.
Now, did you play like the original games when you were younger?
No, I didn't.
Okay, so because I was going to ask if you have like a nostalgic attachment to the series or anything like that, like from your younger days.
Well, I played the first one that was remade for the GameCube when I was younger, and that one scared the poop out of me. My cousin played 2. I watched him, and then my cousin also played 3, and I watched him do that. Because I was still a pretty youngster man at the time. I played 4, and then I played 5. I tried to play 6, didn't work. Played 7, and I played the remake of 2. And I will most likely play the remake of 3. But
if you can ever get that collector's edition on your hands.
I know. I don't know if I can.
Uh,
Joe.
I'm sorry. Listen, I like what my takeaway from the trailer, like, because obviously, again, no information on the series or anything, but like the visuals with that RE7 engine that they've been using for these last couple of games, like, it's just gorgeous. Like even though the scary looking things like look really cool and like well made and everything, and for them to be able to pump these babies out as quickly as they do, but they still have like a strong level of polish to them, visually. Like, I don't know about gameplay wise, but visually at least, I think is very impressive.
Yeah, it is. I feel like they didn't even show the big bad in this one. Like I believe we saw Mr. X in the last trailer for Resident Evil 2 when that was being announced, but they didn't show the big baddie Nemesis in the trailer. We got to see our good boy Carlos, we got to see our good girl Jill, but we didn't get to see our big baddie Nemesis walking around, which is an interesting thing.
Was he? Was it just at the end? Remember, at the end of the trailer, they like show the something about integrity of the Umbrella Corporation or whatever, and there's like some type of mutated zombie being injected on a table. Is that Nemesis?
Yeah, that's Nemesis.
Okay. So we saw, like, I guess his eyeball or something.
Yeah, because he's only got one eye, the other one's covered. His mouth is kind of like permanently open. You see his teeth. He's got tendrils. He's got tubes. He's got all these good stuff going on for him.
I bet he gets a lot of action on Tinder looking like that.
No, he don't.
I do think though, what was funny is do you remember our old friend Frankie Alvarez from college, Joe?
Yes, I do.
He made a tweet earlier today. He said somebody needs to be fired for not calling it Resident Threevil.
Oh my God, Frankie!
That's a good tweet, Joe.
That is a good tweet.
That's a good one. They had the opportunity. They could have called it Resident Threevil, and they punted on it.
They definitely could have gotten it. I want this collector's edition so bad.
Okay, go ahead.
It's gonna match my Leon Kennedy statue. But at the same time, and it'll have a matching box, a different color. Oh my God, this would have been perfect. But here's the other thing. I hardly use anything else that's in that collector's edition but that statue. So I don't think this is going to be that big of a deal. But it's a big deal in my mind right now.
Well, I can understand why you think it's a big deal, especially since it matches. Like, I don't know. I would not give up hope. All hope is not lost, Joe.
I don't know, man.
The game comes out March 4th, 2020.
What? No, you're in March. It does come out in March. I thought it was April for some reason.
So that's a very quick.
No, Joe Brown, it comes out in April.
April 4th? Okay, my bad. So, I'm an idiot. 4/4/2020, whatever. So it comes out in April. So that's what, a 5-month reveal to launch plan? Like, that's a pretty quick turnaround, right?
They were probably already working on it. I have a feeling as they were making 2, they were also making 3 because they knew that a bunch of people were going to want them. People were dying for 3 even when they announced they were making 2. So I had a feeling they were just like, you know what, let's roll the dice, and I think that's what they did.
I think Capcom's on a good string right now with these RE games because, like, not just because they're good and whatever, they're filling all the nostalgia for people, but Resident Evil 7, like, won a lot of Game of the Year awards, or at least was nominated, right? Like, everyone really liked that. That was the first-person one, right?
Yes, Resident Evil 7 was the first-person one.
And then, like, Resident Evil 2, the remake had a lot of critical acclaim, and, you know, we're going to see that nominated throughout the Game Awards here multiple times. And then, like, RE3 looks like it's, you know, square enough to be just as good as the other one. So I think whatever formula they've found with these Resident Evil games, it's working for Capcom.
Hell yeah, man. I think it is too. Like, they're doing pretty good, and oh my God, this game is beautiful.
Now there's another series out that was objectively more near and dear to your heart than Resident Evil is, Joe. And it had some big news drop what was this, yesterday or 2 days ago?
I can't remember exactly when, but it did happen within the week.
All
And
right, so I'll save you for it. You'll explain it. I'll just announce it that the next Bioshock game is currently in development at a new 2K studio. So it's from an article from Polygon, excuse me, where we see it. But the group is called Cloud Chamber, and it's bringing back certain key members of the Bioshock franchise, although not all, apparently. And they're working with 2K with two different studios, and it's been reportedly they've been working on this for a couple of years, Joe. So I know you love Bioshock as much as I love Pokemon. So like, what was your reaction when you saw this?
it was mixed because, well, the cloud thing was made under the people who work at 2K Quebec and 2K LA. So people who work for 2K are part of that new company that they made, but it's a sub company of 2K, from what I remember reading, right?
Okay, yeah, I mean that makes sense to me.
Because they have the lead guy, I believe, who worked on the second Bioshock from 2K Quebec. He's going to come in, or is it 2K Quebec coming in and working on this one, as well as some like seasoned veterans from the other Bioshock games are also helping make this one. The main thing that bothered me, and maybe it shouldn't, I still like two, but the main thing that upset me is that Ken Levine is not on board with the process of this game, which he's the big guy behind everything for these games. He was the one who made the first one, which was amazing. He was the one who made Infinite, which was good, but not as good as.
I love Infinite.
I know you love Infinite, but you played Infinite first before you played the first one.
Correct.
From what I remember.
Yes.
Yeah. See, I got lost in Rapture, and that was like my first, like, kind of like big thing into Bioshock. Plus, I think you like knew everything about Bioshock before you even played Infinite. You had known about the huge twist that happened in the game and all this other stuff.
Oh
right?
yeah, I knew what the twist was, but I had no context of it. You know what I mean? Like I knew from I guess memes or like seeing things online. It's been like what 13 years, I don't know, whatever the twist, but I didn't really understand how important it was throughout the whole playthrough. You know what I mean? For that reveal of it. So I guess I still wasn't attached to it. And then you remember with Bioshock Infinite, that ending, I was very confused. Like you had to walk me through that point by point.
Yeah, I had to walk you through that one, but
And then I was like, bro.
Yeah, you were like, whoa, I get it. I was like, nice, dude. But yeah, that's the whole. This is my whole kind of like thing about it is that I'm excited. Resident Evil, Bioshock 2 is a very good game. I'm sure it's still going to be great. I'm just a little bummed that Ken Levine isn't on it, but it's going to be a new addition to the series. I want to know where we're going. I want to know if we're going back to the sky, we're going back to the water. If we're going to go to the mainland, like what are we doing here? Where are we going? We're going underground. That'd be interesting to go underground. But who knows? Who knows what this is going to be? We're several years out still. We're just getting that. It is in development, but we're not. We got several years to.
Yeah, it says it was originally in development in 2015, but rebooted in 2017, which is when 2K Games brought development in-house. So the code name for Bioshock 4 is Parkside. I don't know if that tells us anything. Maybe we'll be in some parks.
I feel like we might be underground. We're going to be Parkside.
Now, do some of your worries or I guess some of the things that you might be concerned about with the development, obviously with the main guy from the original games not returning, is it like because that world is so important? Like you mentioned how awesome it was to get lost in Rapture, and I really like Columbia in Bioshock Infinite. Like, are you worried that the world that they create for this new Bioshock game is not going to be, I guess, up to snuff compared to the original worlds that they made? Or are you worried like gameplay and like storyteller or character wise? Like what is the bigger concern for you, the world or the game?
the world and the story, because that's what drove home the first game. The first game had some gameplay issues, being that you could, like, remember in Infinite how you can have your power hand up and your weapon hand up at the same time and use them like
Mm-hmm.
pretty much at the exact same time. In the first one, you had to switch constantly. You didn't have them up at the same time. You had to hit a button to make your power hand come up, use the power, hit another button to hit your weapon hand to come up and use your weapon. So they improved that in 2 by allowing you to have both things up at once, and then they took that and used it in Infinite. So in 2, they already had pretty much like remnants of a story to use, a world to build in, and like things to build off of. Now in Infinite, they just created a whole new thing, which might not necessarily have been the greatest, but it was still really good. And now I'm just concerned because I'm hoping that the guys who worked on these games have built some inspiration from Ken to make a better game again. But we'll have to see. We'll have to just like wait and see what the general concepts of this game are.
I remember, like, if we go back in time to the like marketing window for Bioshock Infinite, when they're revealing information and trailers, and like the video looks so good that people didn't believe it was rendered in engine, and like, I think that's definitely what attracted me to that series that I guess I missed out on with the original Bioshock, was the more vibrant popping colors of the red, white, and blue, and the sky and everything in Colombia. So like, I wonder, they've had the dark and dreary and underwater setting, right? Of like, I guess of a world that's not as great as you think it is conceptually, and then they took that exact same idea and put it up in the sky where it's more hopeful and colorful, but still deep underneath there's rooted all of these issues within that society. So like, do they just have to go to a surface level thing? They can't go to space, right? You can't be like, oh, whatever in space is gonna work. Like, so I just wonder the direction that they can go, and will this attach with all the freaking Elizabeths and the different storylines and oh my god, that ending was all those different doors. Like, do you think this is gonna connect with the first two, or it would be so difficult to weave this game into those other two worlds?
I don't know. I kind of
Like, what do you
see the,
want? Do you want this to be a connected thing to the rest of the series, or like, do you want a fresh start? Like, it's been what, 2011 I think was Bioshock Infinite, 2012 maybe. So it's been like 8 years.
No, it was not that. We were playing that game. It was 2013. That's when it came out. Because I remember we got
Because
it.
I was a
It came out.
sophomore in college when that came out.
I was a junior. I remember buying that game. Um, I honestly totally forgot that they were connected to each other. I forgot that Bioshock and Bioshock Infinite were connected. I remember going back and I remember going through Rapture a little bit in Bioshock Infinite and how all the things came from Rapture, blah 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 blah. But we could expand on what Jack did. What's Jack doing? Jack is the original character from the first game. That's you. You played Jack.
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, I guess they would have to then They would have to then make a stance on what the canonical ending to the game is, because you can get the two different you can get 3 different kind of endings, but you can get there's mainly 2 different endings to get.
Right, depending on the little sisters or whatever, right?
Yeah, you can either harvest or save the little sisters, and depending on which one you do, depends on whether you get the good or the bad ending. Like, if you go the bad ending, there's a world filled with splicers now running around taking control of the world, or the good ending where Jack saves all the little sisters and dies at a young age. I mean, dies at an old age. But see, I feel like it'd be hard to use that. We could use the Elizabeth weaving in and out things, or it could be that someone was inspired off of what happened. We go to the original area, the idea of Rapture, and how maybe Rapture failed to become what it wanted to be, and someone else built something else. Because Rapture had the problem of the upper class. That was its main deal. Bioshock 1 was all about the class war, how they made this city underwater and they took the best of the people in the world, and the only people that were allowed down there were high-ranking artists, scientists, actors, actresses, all this stuff. You had to be the best of what you did to get down there. And then because they have an audiobook that like in the game that kind of says is like you packed all of these famous and these well like off people and these people that do all these things, but you forgot that you still need someone to clean the toilet. Right. You still need someone to sweep up. You still need someone to clean and do all the grunt work. So that's when they started bringing other people down, putting them in different areas of Rapture, hiding them away, putting them in cheap-like buildings for them to work and live out of. And then there was the reason that whole game happened, the downfall of Rapture, the lower class overcoming the upper class, and the upper class going mad with splicing, becoming different beings and all this other stuff. Where in Colombia, there was the problem of racism.
Right.
Took that one head on with that and the opening of rifts and how you were to receive the girl and repay the debt and all this other stuff. So I'm interested to see what it's going to be now. They always kind of take like a kind of topic that's having an issue within the real world and spin it into the...
Give us modern time Bioshock. 2019 with cell phones.
No.
You know,
it'll be a little different, but I feel like it will have to do with maybe a corrupt government or some crazy type of like political outburst and dealing with that and having to deal with that type of, because there's always in every single one of these games there's always there's always the tyrant that you attract to, that is your end. The
right.
antagonist is always some tyrant
you have to overthrow.
Yeah, but excited for it.
I don't know. I will go to my grave thinking Booker DeWitt is one of the coolest video game character names ever.
Booker DeWitt.
That's up there with Nathan Drake. Like, that's a cool name, Booker DeWitt. You feel me?
I feel you, dog.
All right, now let's get to our main topic that Joe has been anxiously awaiting for the last couple of days, and that is the Game Awards nominees. And we're gonna go back and forth. We might not be friends after this, after we discuss what games we think should win each award. I'm just kidding. We'll be friends. We've been through worse, Joe.
We have been.
So the Game Awards are on Thursday this year. Or I think they're always on a Thursday, from what I remember. But specifically this year, this upcoming Thursday. So tomorrow, the Game Awards are going to be on. We hope that there's going to be like the 5th Smash DLC character announced, maybe like a Metroid video or something like that. Reggie's going to be there. I don't know why he's there. He's unemployed. I don't know how they're asking him to show up. But Reggie Feastface is going to present. I'm sure like Kojima will probably be there, like high-fiving with, all the fans or whatever. But are you ready to go through all of the categories, Joe, on what we think in the year of 2018, how gaming went?
Sure. Let's go.
You don't seem very optimistic. But all right, let's get into it. So, first category, obviously the biggest of them all, Game of the Year. And we're just going to scroll down the website. And I haven't logged into their site so I can vote for these as we go. So, Game of the Year, Control, Death Stranding, Resident Evil 2, Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and The Outer Worlds. Should I have a fight sound like, fight, dong?
Sure, yeah, do it. No.
What do you think?
So this is my thing. I loved Resident Evil 2. I want to pick it, but it's a remake of a game. They made slight differences to it, and they did make it its own game, but I don't want to pick it because it's already been. The reason it's on here is because people loved Resident Evil 2 so much that they wanted it again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I think that's. I think it's fair because, like, where do you have the discussion of this is a brand new game with a new engine, but it literally is following the, I guess, the plot points or, like, the old game design that was made however many years ago. So I think it is a difficult subject. Like, what would you say next year with Final Fantasy VII Part 1? Because that's got a completely different attack system and, like, visuals and everything.
Yeah, but this did too. This went from fixed camera angles to over-the-shoulder camera to
Right.
a degrading zombie system to slight changes in the story and slight changes in how things were done. So
So
they
you
overhauled
sound
all
like it would
graphics.
be a valid choice and not just, it
I
shouldn't be
do, I do, but at the same time, it's still the same game.
right.
It was like Final Fantasy, great game. It's a remake. It's still the same game.
What
Like
kills me
just
with this is like, so with Smash, obviously Smash wasn't able to get any nominations last year because it came out like 2 days before the Game Awards. So that's why it's being nominated this year. But like, so it technically didn't come out in 2018 or 2019. You know what I mean? So it's tough for me to vote for it. But like, I also wonder with Smash, it is obviously a brand new game built. They say it's built from the bottom up with all the different engines and everything, but it is kind of very what's the like they just keep updating it from Melee to Brawl to Smash 4 to Ultimate now, where they all play uniquely. I'm not saying it's the same, but it's like, can I really say Smash Ultimate is the best game of the year when it's like just iterated upon the same concept 5 times? I don't know.
yeah, I don't know.
It's tough.
See, to me, the big ones is like Control, Death Stranding, Sekiro, and Outer Worlds. I've yet to play Outer Worlds. I've beaten Sekiro. I've beaten Control. I played a little bit of Death Stranding, and off of that, it's between Sekiro and Control.
I mean, I'll die on this hill. I think under no circumstances Death Stranding actually one of the best games of the year, but I guess I'm alone in that opinion. Like, it's if it wasn't Kojima, nobody would be playing it. But whatever, I digress. I think I'm gonna vote Joe for the Outer Worlds, just because of the videos I saw. Like, of obviously I haven't played it yet either, but like it seemed like a fully realized world that people enjoyed, and it seemed like, with Fallout 76 kind of falling flat. I didn't mean to make a pun like that, I promise. Like Outer Worlds having somewhat of a similar formula, but like having the morals and cool fun mechanics. Like, I think I'm gonna lock it in that Outer Worlds gets my vote.
Hmm. I want Control to be. Control is going to do it for me. I think I'm going to go with Control
All right, that's fine.
because Control was a completely new thing. Like I had never seen anything like it before, and it was so weird and interesting that I just kept playing it. So
All right, we can
Control
move
has my
on
vote.
to the next category, best action game. For the best game in the action genre, focused primarily on combat, we have Apex Legends, Astral Chain, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Devil May Cry 5, Gears 5, and Metro Exodus. So I think we can like almost unanimously oust Call of Duty Modern Warfare, right? If we're gonna use the same RE2 argument.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah, I wasn't even gonna think about
Right.
that one.
So I think for me, this is between probably Apex Legends and Metro Exodus, because Apex was like so huge when it burst on the scene earlier this year. I know it's died down in popularity a little bit, but like I think of how it felt. Like a lot of people who didn't really like the mechanics of Fortnite flocked to Apex because it felt like a more fun, like fundamental shooting game than Fortnite was. So I think I'm really torn between Apex Legends and then Metro Exodus, just because of just seeing how gorgeous that game is and how that world, like how it like interacts, and so like it looked really cool. Like it would look like that would be the one I would want to play on this list. And then Astral Chain was also really good. Like that got a lot of really good reviews and had a lot of fun game mechanics with a lot of difficulty spikes, and like you couldn't just like slash A or whatever to beat the game like a lot of hack and slash games do. So I don't know. What do you think?
See, I like Metro Exodus because I played it. But I heard Astral Chain was really good. It looked very interesting, and it had like this concept that seemed very interesting to me. I didn't play Gears 5, and I didn't play Devil May Cry 5. I've seen and played a little bit of Call of Duty, but to me, it's the same. It's the same thing, just slap on a new face, pretty much.
Right.
Like everybody knows, you don't play Call of Duty for the story, and then like Apex Legends, that was a really good game too, and I played a lot of that, but I never finished Metro Exodus. I need to go back and finish that. I'm gonna go with Metro Exodus because it's my boy. I've been playing those games since the first one.
I'm gonna lock in Apex Legends. I was thinking maybe Astral Chain. Give my Nintendo boys some love, but I'm sure I'm gonna have ample opportunity throughout this whole list to give them some love. All right, action adventure game for the best action adventure game combining combat with traversal and puzzle solving. Joe. So the category or the nominees are Borderlands 3, Control, Death Stranding, Resident Evil 2, The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening, and Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice. So I'm gonna put Link's Awakening in that same RE2 Modern Warfare 2 box that we've been putting these games in. Man, we had a lot of remakes this year that were the same exact game. You ever think about that?
Yeah, I feel like it. Like, I don't know.
Was there any puzzle solving in Sekiro? Or like you had to use your brain that wasn't just straight up combat?
There was some.
Alright, that's my vote then. Because that game looked crazy. Like I'd watch videos of it and like that was a lot of action and adventure. And I guess that fills the puzzle solving portion of it too.
There was puzzles to solve the... How do I... There's puzzles to unlock different ends to the game and get different items. But yeah, I don't know.
You could go Borderlands 3?
I was gonna go Control again actually, because there was a lot of puzzles to solve in Control.
Oh, okay.
So Control.
All right. Art direction for outstanding creative and/or technical achievement in artistic design and animation. Control, Death Stranding, Grease. I don't know if it's Grease or Gree. I've heard both different ways. Sayonara Wild Hearts, Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice, and The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening. I've been very vocal about my disdain for the visuals in Link's Awakening and how everyone else loves it. I don't like it as much. So that's definitely not going to be the one for me. I think Control, like I just watched a review of it earlier today, like just to see, and that had some really cool visuals with like the like hallways that are dark but only certain parts are light, and like they have like red things off in the distance. I didn't know what was going on, but like visually it looked really cool.
I'm going with Sekiro because the art and was just beautiful.
But then Grease is a beautiful little indie game.
Yeah, but I really like the way Sekiro looked. The old Japanese style that it had.
Okay, that's fine. I want Control. Next one?
Next one, audio design.
You got it. Go ahead. You started it. Go ahead.
Recognize the best in-game audio and sound design. We got Call of Duty. We got Control, Death Stranding, Gears 5, Resident Evil 2, and Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice.
I'll give this one to Death Stranding for the baby and the walking and all that. Yeah, I'll give it some good sound design at least.
I'll give it to Death Stranding too.
I guess Gears is also good. I didn't play Gears 5, but like that's always been known to have like, a great
Yeah.
feel to it. Like, it always sounds good. But no, yeah, I'll go Death Stranding.
Yeah, I picked Death Stranding.
All right, community support. Recognizing a game for outstanding community support, transparency, and responsiveness. Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, and Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. How is that game still a thing, Joe? We talk about it anytime it comes up. This game is like 5 years old now, or at least 4 years old, and they still have a thriving community.
They keep putting stuff out for it, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm going with Destiny because after Bungie left, what were they a part of?
Activision Blizzard.
Yeah, after they left them, they got better. Things got a lot better.
They started listening to the community.
Well, they didn't really have a choice they had to follow what they were being told to do. Like, the new expansion that they came out with was really good. The new season that just came out today looks really good. That one's really fun. They're giving us more lore. This is kind of like, it's kind of just like, to me, I felt like this was just another DLC kind of thing because it's giving something with Osiris again. It's giving us more weapons, more armor. I'm excited.
All right, I mean, I'll go Destiny 2 with you. Like, I haven't really played any of these games, but I'm hopeful. I want Bungie to get their claws back into me and bring me back into that world of Destiny. So, if you say it's doing great, that's very exciting news.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I was on it earlier today too.
Cool. All right, content creator of the year, your favorite, Joe. For a streamer or content creator who has made an important and positive impact on the industry in 2019. Courage, Dr. Lupo, Ewok, Gref G, and Shroud.
I only know Shroud and Dr. Lupo.
Well, Shroud left for Mixer. So, like, are we talking Mixer Shroud or are we talking Twitch Shroud?
No, I don't know.
Listen, you're going to call me crazy. Courage also left for YouTube. And Dr. Lupo, I think they just announced like yesterday or something that he like had a new contract signed with Twitch for like multi-$million or something.
They need to keep somebody. He's like the face of Twitch right
now. So Courage, did you ever see his video about Ariana Grande?
No.
Okay, I'll show it to you when we're done. It's really funny. He made this video. She had that song about her boyfriend or whatever, and he edited or he put himself in all the points of the music video where the music video boyfriend was. So he made it seem like he was dating Ariana Grande, and it got like millions of views, and Ariana Grande saw it and she said like love you and everything. Like it was like the internet came together to make it happen for Courage. Like it was a really cool thing.
Oh, I think I did see part of that.
Yeah, so my vote goes for Courage, but like, if you choose Shroud or if you Dr. Lupo or any of these people, I wouldn't be upset.
I'm trying to figure out who this Ewok.
I've seen her before.
She's 14.
I feel like I saw her in like a Twitch ad or something.
She's deaf?
What?
It says 14. I'm looking at her Twitter. 14 deaf at whatever, watch Mixer, code Ewok, 2020 Forbes 30 under 30. Oh man, she got 30 under 30 already? Jeez,
damn, she could be 15 under 15.
She won a Golden Stick and Best New Streamer.
Wow, good for her.
Yeah, way to go.
But Mixer, so
she's got. Oh wow, I thought she would have more followers. Saw like Gathalion, which is a guy I follow. She's got 206,000 followers. Okay, all right. Maybe she got my vote.
Oh wow, are you?
Maybe she's got it.
Oh really?
That's pretty good. 14 on the rise, something new, something different. I like the hat. I like the energy that's going on. I don't know. I'm kind of digging it.
I like that.
I'm going with it. I'm going with the Ewok.
I respect it. I respect it. All right, let's not spend too much time on this next one. Esports coach. The esports coach judged to be the most outstanding for performance and conduct in 2019. Eric Adrin, Hogue, Nuri Kane Jang, Fabian Grabs, Lohman, Kim Keikoma, Jonghyun, Tituan Saksha Merlos, and Danny Zonik Sorensen. Did you get any enjoyment out of hearing me read those names? No.
Who we going for?
All right, I'm gonna go with Keikoma from SKT just because I'm a Faker fanboy.
All right, I'm going with the LOL Team Liquid coach.
Okay. That's fine by me. All right, esports event. I don't want to read the subtext of it. 2019 Overwatch League Grand Finals, EVO 2019, Fortnite World Cup, IEM Kato Weiss 2019, League of Legends World Championship 2019, and the International 2019, which is Dota, I believe.
Yes, it is.
So I don't know. Evo was pretty hyped this year. We had Goichi winning in Dragon Ball Fighters, and he like cried on stage because he finally beat Sonic Fox. Like it was an emotional thing. So I think MK Leo with Smash. I forget the other big fighting games. Evo was pretty lit. League World Championships, the whole month leading up to the finals were awesome, but then the finals were terrible. It was like a 3-0. And then, Overwatch League Finals is cool too. I'm going to go Evo. Support the fighting games.
I'm going to go Overwatch. Support the Overwatch.
That's fair. Esports Game of the Year. We might actually need the subheading on here. For the game that has delivered the best overall esports experience to players, inclusive of tournaments, community support, and content updates, irrespective of genre or platform. That would be Counter-Strike Global Offensive, Dota 2, Fortnite, League of Legends, and Overwatch. So these are some heavy hitters.
I'm going with Overwatch. I think Overwatch does a pretty good job of keeping on their grind. They come out with new characters, they come out with new maps, they're coming out with a second game that allows you to, even if you don't buy the new game, if you have the first game, you're allowed to play the new maps, you're allowed to play the new characters. So I'm going to go with Overwatch.
I'm going to go League of Legends because I think this should also count Teamfight Tactics.
Their community sport is horrible.
No, but their esports portion, like the professional leagues, are not like the problem with League is the people in bronze that are toxic, not the LCS.
Their community support is also horrible. This is inclusive of tournaments, community support, and content updates.
Okay, but one big content update was Teamfight Tactics, which was pretty freaking awesome.
Yeah, but that's not an esports game. They don't play that on the esports
people
level.
Play that for money. It's not like huge.
Who plays it? Wait, what do you mean they play it for money?
There are TFT tournaments.
Okay, all right.
Listen, I think Overwatch is a perfectly valid choice as well.
All right. I just think League still has its issues. I love League to death. I played it when it first came out, but it has its issues still.
All right, esports host. So we have FVS Shocks Deportere from League, obviously. Alex Machine Richardson, Paul Redeye Schallner, Alex Golden Boy Mendez, and Duan Candice Yu Shuang. Listen, man, this is tough because Golden Boy is my boy. But Shocks is on here.
And
I like Shocks. I've seen it for like 7 years now or whatever.
I'm going with Golden Boy. His face just looks good.
All right, I'll go Golden Boy too. I love Golden Boy.
Can we just skip the next topic? I don't know.
Oh my God. All right, whatever. Esports player, just go Faker. Just help me out because I'm a Faker fanboy.
Okay, Faker it is.
All right, esports team. Don't worry about it.
Team Liquid.
Nah. San Francisco Shock Overwatch League. Why not, right? All right, family game. Here we go. Nintendo, what's up? For the best game appropriate for family play, irrespective of genre or platform. So we're finally actually back to video games, which is nice. Luigi's Mansion 3, Ring Fit Adventure, Super Mario Maker 2, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and Yoshi's Crafted World. So you already picked it?
It's Luigi's Mansion.
I like your choice of green, but it's the wrong green.
First off, Yoshi's Crafted World waited too long for it. We continuously talked about it, and we're waiting for the game. Luigi's Mansion 3 just dropped on us and was a gold egg from the minute it fell out of the chicken.
Yoshi's Crafted World came out in like March.
I know, but remember we kept seeing things for it. We never knew when it was actually coming out.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah.
But I did enjoy it a lot.
Well, you never played Luigi's Mansion 3, so...
I did not, because I'm scared.
It's not scary. It's a family game.
That's the joke, Joe.
I don't know. You get scared of a lot of different things.
I'm scared.
You're always scared. Let's move on.
Alright, best fighting game. Dead or Alive 6, Jump Force, that's a joke. Mortal Kombat 11, Samurai Showdown, and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I think this is definitely Smash.
Yeah, I picked Smash.
Right?
Hands down.
Alright, cool. I mean, but did you know Mortal Kombat 11 has sold the most... I think the stat was it sold the most game, or the most units, or whatever the term is, of any game this year.
Really?
Like, MK11 was the number one selling game of the year.
That's crazy.
Right. I'm just saying, people like Mortal Kombat. Alright, fresh indie game, recognizing a new independent studio that released its first game in 2019. For... Or I'll just do the video games. I didn't know the studio was up top. We'll just do the video games. For Disco Elysium, for Greece, for My Friend Pedro, which I heard is awesome, for Outer Wilds, which is not the same as Outer Worlds, and I got confused about that for like 2 months, Joe. For Slay the Spire, and for Untitled Goose Game. Oh my god, you know what we have to vote for.
Yes, Untitled Goose Game.
Untitled Goose Game. You steal that rake, Goose. Game Direction. Awarded for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. Control, Death Stranding, Resident Evil 2, Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, and Outer Wilds. So again, not Outer Worlds, Joe. Outer Wilds.
I think I'm going Control.
You know Kojima's going to win this stupid category.
I know.
I'm going Sekiro. Games for Impact. For a thought-provoking game with a pro-social meaning or message. Concrete Genie, Grease, Kind Words, Life is Strange 2, and Sea of Solitude. I heard that one was really good. Sea of Solitude.
Yeah, it's Sea of Solitude. I'm going with Sea of Solitude from everything I saw of it. It looks
too bad. I'm going with Life is Strange 2.
Yeah, the game you haven't played yet?
I don't know what you're talking about. By the time this episode is up, I'll be about the time this episode's on the internet, I'll be a couple episodes in on Life is Strange 2. So.
Oh, so you plan on playing all of that tomorrow?
Maybe.
And when are you going to edit this video? Or this podcast?
That's a problem for future me to figure out. Independent game for outstanding creative and technical achievement in a game made outside the traditional publisher system. So I guess this is like game of the year for the indies, maybe. Baby Is You, Disco
Baba.
Elysium, Sorry. Baba Is You, Disco Elysium, Katana Zero, Outer Wilds, and Untitled Goose Game. I heard Katana Zero was really good.
It is really good.
You played it?
I have it. I need to play it. My friend told me it was very good, and he showed me some of it.
I'm stuck between Katana Zero and Outer Wilds, because Outer Wilds apparently was really cool.
I'm going Katana.
I'll go Katana too. We'll help him out. We'll help out ASCII Soft and Devolver Digital. Oh, Devolver, they always make really good indie games.
Yeah, Devolver's pretty good with indie.
Mobile game of the year. Call of Duty Mobile, Grindstone, Sayonara Wild Hearts, Sky, Children of the Light, and What the Golf?
I don't know. I haven't played any of these games, and nor have I heard. I've only heard of Call of Duty Mobile, but I haven't heard of any of the other.
I've heard of Sayonara Wild Hearts, and I'm gonna go with that one because it had like a cool design.
Sure.
I mean, what the golf? That's a game changer.
That sounds like a game changer.
Maybe I'll download it tonight. Wow, I'm playing Life is Strange 2.
Yeah, sure you will.
Multiplayer game, Apex Legends, Borderlands 3, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Tetris 99, and Tom Clancy's The Division 2. Oh my god, I totally forgot Division 2 came out this year.
Yeah, I did. I keep forgetting about it because we were going to play it and then we never did because I don't know, didn't look as great as we wanted it to.
Yeah. Ooh.
I already picked it.
You picked Tetris 99? Nice.
I picked Apex Legends.
Damn it! Can we get... Oh my god. I don't know if I can... I don't have the heart. I want to pick Tetris 99 so bad, but it's just not fair.
It's not the basic multiplayer game. You just play against other people and take them out. Like,
right.
You don't really interact with anybody.
Alright, I'll go Apex 2. I'll make you happy.
Okay.
Narrative for outstanding storytelling and narrative development in a game. A Plague Tale, Innocence, Control, Death Stranding, Disco Elysium, and The Outer Worlds. That's the big one. That's the Fallout one, not The Outer Wilds, Joe.
Outer Wilds.
I keep saying it out loud because I always get those two confused.
Yeah,
so
which one are you going with?
You like the Control story, right?
It was really confusing.
Oh, never mind then. I'm going Outer Worlds.
It left me more. It left me asking more questions. I want to know more. So it hooked me. So I guess that is a good narrative because it hooked me. It was so interesting. Like the oldest house, the Federal Bureau of Control, the hiss, all of it. It was just so interesting. I just wanted to know more. But
all right, it's up to you. I went with Outer Worlds.
I heard the Outer Worlds had a great narrative story, but the gameplay was a little lackluster. I heard that. I hear Death Stranding story is amazing. I hear that as well.
Let's go with that.
I heard A Plague Tale, Innocence, amazing as well, and Disco Elysium. I heard. So this is all very hard.
It is a tough one.
You know what? I'm gonna stick with Control.
Can't believe Kingdom Hearts 3 isn't on here. I mean, come on.
Yeah, come on.
I tried to say it with a straight face, Joe.
You couldn't.
I couldn't. Ongoing game. Awarded to a game for outstanding development of ongoing content that evolves the player experience over time. Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Final Fantasy XIV, Fortnite, and Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. I feel like we gotta give it to him.
I'm giving it to Destiny 2.
But, like, Rainbow Six Siege has been on here for 14 years. And they're still going strong.
Yeah, all right, you're right.
Yeah, all right, cool. Have you ever actually watched Rainbow Six Siege at all, Joe?
I played it.
I'm saying the competitive, like the esports scene.
Oh no, I have not.
It's actually pretty interesting. Like at first, I had no idea what was going on. Like it was like very fast paced action, and like since I didn't play the game, I didn't understand what was happening. But like once I started understanding the classes and like how they were explaining things, it was really interesting. So I'd recommend it.
Okay.
All right, performance awarded to an individual for voice acting, motion, and or performance capture. Ashley Birch as Parvati Holcomb in The Outer Worlds. Courtney Hope as Jesse Faden in Control. That's the main lady, I'm assuming. Laura Bailey as Kate Diaz in Gears 5. Mads Mikkelsen as Cliff in Death Stranding, and Matthew Peretti as Dr. Casper Darling in Control, and Norman Reedus as Sam Porter Bridges in Death Stranding.
I'm going with Matthew
Peretti.
I loved his character in Control.
Oh man, this is tough because I mean, if Laura Bailey's in the category, that's tough for me not to vote for. But I heard Ashley Birch was phenomenal in The Outer Worlds. But then Mads Mikkelsen's cool too with Death Stranding. Oh, this is tough, Joe.
This is a toughie.
I'm gonna go Mads Mikkelsen just because he looks cool in the trailers and stuff. All right, role-playing game for the best game designed with rich player character customization and progression, including massively multiplayer experiences. Disco Elysium, Final Fantasy XIV, Kingdom Hearts 3, Monster Hunter World, Iceborne, and The Outer Worlds. Yeah, I don't even care. You can call me Homer all you want. It's Kingdom Hearts 3. It's not even close.
I'm going with Disco Elysium.
Oh my gosh, so hurtful. I have one nomination this year. I have one category that I can vote for Kingdom Hearts 3, and you just poo-poo on it.
Yeah, that should tell you something. That should tell you something that you only had one category to pick at.
I'm so hurt, Joe.
Have you played or seen anything about Disco Elysium?
Yeah, it was cool.
Then you would know that it's a great role-playing. That's primarily all that game is.
Well, I can role play with my friends Donald and Goofy.
We know.
Score and music for outstanding music inclusive of score, original song, and our licensed soundtrack. Cadence of Hyrule, Death Stranding, Devil May Cry 5, Kingdom Hearts 3, and Sayonara Wild Hearts. I'm really happy that Cadence of Hyrule actually got a nomination because it's a really good game. So I'm going. Have you ever listened to the soundtrack? I know you haven't played the game, but
no, I should get the game and play it.
Dude, they uploaded the soundtrack onto YouTube, like the whole however long, and it's really good. All the music in it, and it's it's indie in the sense like they use a lot of YouTubers. So like, do you know his name? His name's like Family Jewels 7X or whatever. He's like a big video game metal cover YouTuber. He's been around forever. He was the main composer for the game.
Really?
Cadence of Hyrule, yeah. And then they used for like different voices and different things. They used other YouTubers. Like I'd have to show you the girl. I can't remember her name, but she's friends with Family Jewels, and she's been in a couple of his. She's been in a couple of his metal covers, and it does the voice for like the fairy fountain theme of like the angelic fairy singing and stuff. So like that's another YouTuber that they use. Like so it's real. There's a lot of really cool stuff with the music for Cadence of Hyrule.
That's pretty cool.
And that whole game is the entire gameplay revolves around music.
Yeah, so it's definitely gotta have a good music.
All right, cool. I'm happy we agreed on that one. Sports racing game. Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled. Dirt Rally 2.0. eFootball Pro Evolution Soccer 2020. F1 2019 and FIFA 20. Wow. This was a crappy year for sports games.
I'm upset the way you read all those and didn't save our good game for last. Because we're all voting for Crash Team Racing. We're not voting for anything.
I like how Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled ignores our precedent of like RE2 and Modern Warfare. We're like, no, yeah, we'll go Crash.
Yeah, we'll go Crash.
Yeah, I'm totally down. Oh, sorry. I also could have went with Function 1 2019. Huh, get it?
Yeah, I got it.
It's Formula 1. Strategy game. Thank you. This is one of the other games that I think best game focused on real-time or turn-based strategy gameplay irrespective of platform. This is a genre I really enjoy. Age of Wonders, Planetfall, Anno 1800, Fire Emblem 3 Houses, Total War 3 Kingdoms, Tropico 6, and Wargroove. Oh wow, Tropico 6 came out? I didn't even know. I gotta check that one out. I'm happy Wargroove made it. I'm really happy that they gave it recognition.
I've never played any of these games.
Can you do me a favor, Joe?
Vote for Total War?
No. Oh, absolutely not. Can you just vote for Fire Emblem?
Fine.
Thank you. VR AR game of the year. Asgard's Wrath. Blood and Truth, Beat Saber, No Man's Sky, and Trover Saves the Universe. Am I crazy, or is Beat Saber just like nominated every year? Like, I feel like I've known this game for like 4 years now.
I don't know.
I mean, I'm just gonna go Beat Saber. Like, what I could go No Man's Sky, I guess, but like, Asgard's Wrath looks cool.
I'm going with Trover Saves the Universe.
Nice. And that's all of them, Joe.
That is all of them.
So let's recap here. Not through the categories, like through the year. Let's discuss. I think overall this was probably like only a decent year in gaming. You know what I mean? Like,
no, I thought it was. Dude, it was a pretty good year. Like, we had a lot of great games. You got a lot of great games that you wanted to see this year. I got a lot of great games that I wanted to see this year. And next year just looks as promising.
But if you compare it to, say, 2017 and 2018, I feel like this year took a step back at least in the Game of the Year category.
Yeah, but, like, remember, a lot of the games that came out aren't even on these lists. Like, you got to think about all the other games that we played this year.
That's true.
You played a bunch of Fire Emblem this year, I believe, right?
Yes. Which we can get into that, but I would declare my Game of the Year for 2019 is Fire Emblem Three Houses. So
there you go. See, there's a bunch of games that aren't even on this that we would think should be on here but aren't. But I feel like this year was a very good year for gaming. We got a lot of good stuff this year. We got a lot of good, like, surprises, a lot of good upsets. Like, it was a good year for gaming. I feel like there's never been that bad of a year.
Well, any year is good because it means we have games coming out. Oh, God, I put the wrong one. I'm just trying to look it up, the previous years. So, like, obviously the industry is thriving, and we have so much on the horizon with the Xbox Scarlet or whatever they're going to call it, and then the PS5, that, like, I would be fairly confident to say 2020 is going to have a better, like, Game of the Year category representation than 2019 has, and that's not, like, a bad thing. I'm just saying, like, you know, we got a lot of fun stuff. Like, what are you most excited about for next year that, like, we know of as of right now?
Well, Resident Evil 3, I'm excited for that. I'm excited for Cyberpunk, of course. I'm also excited for Last of Us 2.
Oh, yeah, I totally forgot.
Yeah, I've got the collector's edition for that one.
No big deal. You can put it next to your RE3 one. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. Did I strike a nerve, Joe?
I'm upset with you, Joe.
You have time, and I see the photo. It's actually really cool. That's a really cool figure.
It is, but it's probably not gonna come back out, and that's fine. The thing I was upset with the Resident Evil 3 one is that it feels cheap. It feels like it's a cheap statue. So, I don't know. Maybe it's a good thing.
Oh, we have the Marvel Avengers game coming out next year too.
Whatever. Whatever.
Wow, not excited at all.
I do have last year's winners, by the way, for the Game Awards.
So, you have the whole winners? I was just looking up Game of the Year.
I have the God of War was the Game of the Year.
Right. So let's look at that. And I also pulled up 2017. Last year's Game of the Year nominees: Celeste, Monster Hunter World, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, God of War, Red Dead Redemption 2, and Marvel's Spider-Man. Like, Celeste, universally loved. Monster Hunter World is Capcom's best-selling game of all time. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, like, was a great, foray back into Assassin's Creed that everybody loved and had a great story. God of War, iconic. Red Dead Redemption 2, super beloved. Marvel Spider-Man, one of my favorite games of all time. That's a pretty damn good year.
That was a good year, yeah.
Now, if we look at 2017...
It's still a pretty good year.
PlayerUnknown's Battleground, Horizon Zero Dawn, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Persona 5, and Super Mario Odyssey. We had Horizon Zero Dawn, Breath of the Wild, and Mario Odyssey, and Persona 5 all in the same year. And your favorite PUBG with like your 6 million hours in that.
Yeah.
So I guess your early, way too early prediction of the Game Awards 2020. We know Jeff Keighley's going to be there. We know Kojima's going to do something crazy on stage. We know they're going to invite Reggie back for no reason. So let's not predict that. What is your way too early prediction for Game of the Year of 2020?
Dude, the games haven't even fucking come out yet.
I'm aware. That's why I said way too early, did I not?
I don't even know. I only have 4, 5 games that I know that are coming out in 2020. For sure.
What is that? What would that be? Last of Us 2.
Last of Us 2, Resident Evil 3, Cyberpunk, Watch Dogs, Legion, and...
Dragon Ball Z, Kakarot. Don't forget.
Okay, don't know about that one.
Don't forget, Joe.
Final Fantasy 1, Final Fantasy 7. There's one other one.
Animal Crossing.
Doom is coming out.
Right.
Animal Crossing.
That sounds like a pretty lit year for gamers.
Dude, it was a pretty lit year. You have to stop thinking that it wasn't a lit year.
It was definitely not, okay?
It was definitely not. Why?
Look at the Game of the Year's category.
Dude, I'm saying because the Game of the Year category is so bad doesn't mean that the games that came out this year weren't good. We had good games come out this year.
We did have good games, but what I'm saying is when you compare the upper echelon of 2017 and 2018 to 2019, this year was disappointing.
Okay, but you can't have a banger every time.
I don't even know how to respond to that.
Look, if every year's a banger, then you don't have anything to look forward to. Sure, we had a lull of a year, but it was still a good year. And maybe next year, Cyberpunk's coming out next year. Maybe next year's a banger. Who knows? That's
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Next year, Animal Crossing, Cyberpunk, Final Fantasy 7, RE3, Last of Us 2, like the new Ori in the Forest or whatever that series is called, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. I'm throwing it in there again, Joe. I was just saying, I think next year, and you're not up on, or you're not high on Marvel's Avengers, but I think it might be cool.
Dude, you weren't either. We watched it and we're like, it looks lame.
First of all, I didn't see like much footage of it. I think their faces look lame. But that's just me. So, all right, let's wrap it up here, Joe.
Are we wrapping it up?
All right. Yeah, I'll say Cyberpunk too.
Okay.
All right. So that was a fun discussion we had here. I'm happy we talked about some games you're interested in, like RE3 and the new Bioshock and stuff. In future episodes, we'll definitely have to talk about Pokemon and different things. You there? You're just gonna leave me hanging?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't hear anything. You were real quiet. I was like,
I was talking.
I didn't hear anything. What did you say?
I was saying, in future episodes, we'll have to talk about Pokemon and different things. Maybe there's some cool January games that come out. Cough, cough, cough. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Cough, cough.
Yeah.
All right, Joe. Take us home.
All right, everybody. I've been your host, Joe Perry, accompanied by my best friend and greatest love, Joe Brown. Thanks for sitting with us for another episode, and I hope you join us next time when we finally decide to put up another episode of Cup of Joes.
Maybe I'll have a job before then.
Yeah.